Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the show. I just realized I was saying good morning. It's morning somewhere, but it's not morning where I am, that's for sure. Coming at you live, May 10, 2025, here, Saturday, as always. I hope everyone's had a great week, as always. Let's let people know where we are. Put a few things on the screen there. Everything's working, which is always good when you're doing a live stream. But you know, when you're using reliable stuff like software like Ecamm, and you've got stuff set up, then things are gonna hopefully work most of the time, you know, but there is always human error. And speaking of humans, there are many humans in the chat today, so we're gonna dive in and see who's here by pressing a few buttons here and start bringing up names. If I click on them, they should appear. There we go. Live on YouTube 1 is here. Oh, this is all before the stream. We've got Monique as well. Another wonderful live Saturday. Kevin Hawthorne is in the house. And then live on YouTube number 2, not to be confused, number 1. And bring up the background music there. Welcome. Neil Faramond is here, all the way from Portugal. People coming. We've got a good following, good European following so far. And then representing. There we go. That's a bonus one. Chantel Hills representing Australia, of course. So now we're spreading out. The Aussie contingent's coming in. The Wanderer AUS. Welcome to the stream. Home Rapid Repair. Larry is in the house. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. And Trade Classroom. I feel like someone's watching me. Interesting. All right, let me keep scrolling now. They're the ones that had pre-tagged. Just seeing if anybody else is wandering in here. Yes. Here we go. Us plus Dad is here. Welcome. Frankie YT. Representing the Aussies as well. Everyone's coming in. Look at these. Doug, Nick, and Daryl. Perfect Saturday. Yeah, we'll talk more about that soon. So if you're here, this is YouTube Creator News. Not only will we talk about the news, which we'll be getting into in just a minute, we're also always keep it open for questions, Q&A. So if you have a question for me, make sure you drop it in the chat. All you have to do is put a Q in front of it. Just so I know that's part of the question that's directed at me and not just like a conversation happening in the chat, which we also encourage that you have conversations along the way, whether they're on topic or maybe even slightly off topic. That's okay. Now I came in fast today. I came in absolutely fast. I was just preparing one piece of artwork very last minute, like with 6 minutes to go. And when I got it done, I was like, okay, I gotta turn on a couple of lights and away we go. So here we are. I hope everyone's Saturday has started off well. I know some people are further into their Saturday than others. So good morning if you're just waking up. Make sure you have your beverage of choice to keep hydrated today. Anfield Road, Layout in the Lofted Lee is here. Welcome to the stream. Good to have you. All right. What I'm going to do today, we're going to jump into the news. We also have a news segment. That's all I'm going to say. And then we might talk about whatever comes up out of the topics and any questions that might get dropped in the chat for me today. So let's jump right into it, as they say. All right. As always, we like to start just looking at my side screen here. You know what? I do have buttons to press on my Stream Deck. I didn't quite line that up. I made a couple of adjustments here to this one this week. What I will do is lose that BMAX so you can see the source in the top. I've moved the source to the top right. I made myself a little bit bigger because sometimes I like to talk about the topic for a little bit, so you'll see that as well. And then I think that means we can leave the other things up on there. Just lose the BMAC QR code. But this week on Creator Insider, a very short Creator Insider this week. Now, there's going to be some extra discussion about the first topic, which is the depreciation of the revert to original in the Studio Editor. So we're going to talk about that. And then again, for I think this is the third or fourth week in a row, they did a reminder that the mid-roll updates are happening May 12, which is 2 days from now. So we're talking Monday. That kicks into effect. So if you haven't looked at that whole thing by now, we talked about it so long ago that I've forgotten the details. But it was basically updating the mid-roll way that they apply mid-roll settings so that it is more looking for the natural breaks in the video rather than just wherever the creator has said, hey, put an ad here. But they're going to take both into account. You can do manual and have auto. You can do a mix of both. You just have to go and set that up in your settings. But more on that another time post if we get anybody coming in to my previous videos on that saying, hey, what's going on with this mid-roll thing? But I think it's gonna be smooth. I don't think anybody's gonna notice much change in sense of anything visual. They may notice that their ads are placed a little better. Hopefully YouTube improving that. But we'll dive in. Okay, there's two sort of sub main topics, and the first main topic I'm doing up front because it was in Creator Insider. It's just the deprecation of the revert to original in Studio Editor. So let's jump over to that. Someone on Twitter, on X, as we also call it, also referred to, says this is Brandon Lee. Is someone he has a channel called This Is Tech Today. I saw him tweet about it after the announcement on Creator Insider, tweeting YouTube saying this is a terrible idea. Do not revert to original. All the comments are saying that this is a bad idea, and I agree. There's a lot of pushback from creators in the comments there. I haven't actually looked. I usually dive in to the Creator Insider comments, and sometimes they can be a little bit rough. I haven't really dived in on this particular one, but I happen to agree. And I did follow. I actually replied to this tweet myself. No, I didn't actually screenshot this myself in terms of this, but because of this, Team YouTube replied because on the Creator Insider channel, they basically said, "Hey, we're deprecating it." They didn't really give a reason. They're saying, "Hey, we're doing this." And if you don't know what the revert to original is when you go into the YouTube editor on a particular video, and you go up and you make it you put in blurs or you trim and make changes to your video and then save those changes. There is an option to go back later and go up into the top right-hand corner and go revert to original, which means it'll take out all the edits and revert it back to the original video. So it's that thing that they're taking away. That's that thing that they're removing. They didn't really give an explanation for it, but Team YouTube claims the following. They say, unfortunately, the revert to original feature had a high level of abuse, and we want to protect our systems against these practices. So we've made the decision to deprecate this starting in June 25, so next month. We know this isn't ideal, and we're happy to pass on your feedback to our product teams. Well, I'm glad that they're open to feedback. I had feedback of my own, which for some reason, when I was setting up these screens today, I didn't grab copies off my Twitter feed. So I might have to go and look at this live. I'm going to read it because I had some thoughts. Because if this is the reason, then I think it's a pretty weak reason, in the sense of there are things that they could do to overcome the issue. Because the only place I can see that they would see a high level of abuse would be around privacy concerns. When YouTube gets a privacy report on your video, say you expose somebody's personal information or them themselves, like their face, and they come say, I don't want to be in, I didn't give my permission to be in this video, please remove my likeness or my personal information from the video. YouTube won't take the video down straight away. They'll come back to the creator and say, hey, that this is the complaint. If you go and blur or trim out that section of the video, then we won't take any more action. You've dealt with it, and we'll be happy with that. And so you can go into the YouTube editor and trim out or blur the information where, depending on what is necessary for that particular privacy complaint. I guess the issue, the thing that people could do if they were trying to be nefarious or dox people or think that, okay, that person, they know that I've trimmed it now and taken it out, so they're happy. They're never going to come back to my video because why would they? And then they come back maybe a month or 6 months later or something and revert to original, re-exposing the private information. The only thing I can think of is that if that's the case, the simple fix for YouTube would be to, as soon as a video has a privacy concern and it is edited, it is locked and cannot be reverted. That should be pretty simple. It's like if you've never made a change, you can't revert to original because there's nothing to revert to because you're still on the original. That is, yeah, I'll probably, I guess, there's the depreciate and deprecate. They're slightly two different words, and sometimes they're so close to being similarly spelled that people can mix that up, because I know there's depreciate and deprecate, and they have a they have different meaning, but they're very similar in spelling, and you know, people would interchange that in their minds. So that's an interesting thing. So I actually tweeted that out as a reply to this particular tweet. About this is the only thing I can think of that would be high level of abuse. I actually asked them, what sort of abuse is it? Because this is the only thing that I could come up with was around privacy reports. So it's interesting. I'm wondering if that's the case or if there's something else going on. Let me jump into the chat because I think that there might be some conversations. Just because I don't want to like lose stuff. This isn't related to this, but Go to Classroom asks, who else saw the new TV layout where the shorts are at the top of the subscriber feed? I haven't actually been on my Apple TV to watch YouTube for quite a number of weeks, so I haven't seen it. I'm gonna have to take a look. I know they've been rolling out changes and updates for sure. Larry says, oh, that's in reply to this. Recently noticed YouTube has many user viewer experiments running at the same time. Yeah, sometimes it'll be that, and sometimes it'll be, hey, yeah, we're actually rolling something out, and sometimes you don't know which one. But based on the revert to original topic, Chantel says YouTube is probably depreciating it due to lack of use. However, it is a safety net for creators. A lot of people use the edit tool. Like, I don't use it a lot myself. I have used it. Like, I think I made a video about how to use it a couple of years ago. And that's when I've used it. There's a few other probably places where people would use that on a regular basis because they don't want to like delete the video, re-upload it with changes. They might just want to take something out, maybe take something out at the start to improve retention possibly, or something is incorrect, so let's just remove it. The video still works without that information, so they'll do a trim. So I think it's a tool that people do use. And Chatty Kathy is here. Welcome, welcome. Hope you had a great week. Larry says, this is what I saw when I looked across. Deprecate, diminish in value over a period of time. Yeah, I think YouTube's using it slightly differently, but yeah, that still sort of fits. YouTube's when using the words deprecate from it's available to not being available, which I guess is diminishing value over a period of time. Like, I don't think the feature has lost value. I just think if the feature is being abused, as YouTube claims, then deprecation isn't probably appropriate, except the fact that they're removing it. Actually, that's depreciate, not deprecate. See, now I'm getting confused. That makes more sense as the meaning for depreciate. Yeah, correct. I'm getting confused. Okay, let's keep going. Go to Classroom says, okay, they need to define high level of abuse. If a creator is abusing a system, then maybe that person should be punished. It could be a community guideline strike for abuse of tools. I think that's a valid community concern, is abuse of tools. So that makes sense to me. I don't see a specific rule in community guidelines for that, but there might be something that would fall under. Yeah, that's true. But a lot of people are evidently, if they know it's there, there's some sort of abuse going on. So people know it's there. They know they can revert. So that's interesting. Eileen Smith is here. Welcome to the stream. Also, Beanie Draws is here. Hello, hello. I don't have a pink t-shirt. That's my admission. I change my shirt color every week on the thumbnail, but it's just a tool. It's just a tool. Not even AI. It's just a color changer tool on Canva. It's Canva. I'm using Canva. Okay. To change the color of my shirt, just to vary up the thumbnails. You know, that's not the same the video from the previous week. This is interesting. The abusers should be punished rather than the users. Yeah, there we go. Feels like we're back in grade school. If one student abuses something, the whole class loses. It's true. Absolutely. Ollie Smith says, I've used the edit tool a lot and I've never wanted to revert to original. Why do people want to? Yeah, I don't see as a huge use case unless you are using it for the abuse that I mentioned. It's the only thing I can think of as something that would be an abuse. But yes, maybe you apply a change incorrectly and just want to like, Uno reverse. Although you can edit while you're in the session before you lock it in, if you know what I mean. So I guess it's if you lock it in and go, oh, I locked it in and now I shouldn't have done that. So now I want to revert to original. That's the only like logical thing. But that is a fair point. So maybe they want to discourage people from, make sure people want to be thorough with their work and there isn't a common valid reason to revert to original, just an abusive reason, as I mentioned. I don't know. It's an interesting thing. It is that's the exact same. Bingo, exactly. That's what I'm doing. All right. Let's continue on with the news stories today. This one is just early this week. I think it was like Monday or Tuesday this week. YouTube had upload issues. So I just thought I'd just throw this in because it is news, it's newsworthy. It's obviously clearly fixed by now. They would not let that sort of issue linger for too long. YouTube confirmed ongoing upload issues affected by videos and shorts. Uploads may get stuck at 0 or pause at the suitability check stage. The issue impacts both desktop and mobile users, frustrating many creators. Google says it's investigating the problem. Will provide updates via Team YouTube. And as part of that, I wasn't doing any uploading at that time. Any shorts that I did was probably outside of that. So I didn't run into that personally. So maybe somebody here ran into that as well. So I just thought I would include that because it is newsworthy. All right, let's go to the next one. There's a current experiment. This is like one of those premium user experiments. So for people who are viewing and using searches, YouTube, for those who have opted in as part of the premium, is experimenting with AI overviews in search results, which we've heard about this before. And here, this blogger, I'm going to say blogger because he has a website, and also posts this to Threads. For certain queries like product research, for example, best noise cancelling headphones or local suggestions, museums to visit in San Francisco, YouTube may now display a carousel of video clips that are most relevant to what viewers are looking for. So at least they're showing video results. So that's an interesting one. That's better than the AI notes that we saw an experiment for, where it was just giving the information by text, which makes it, answering the question where maybe they don't need to go to the video anymore. But this makes more sense. Here's some videos, and here's a carousel of videos that speaks to that specific question. And I think that's interesting. I think we've got another page here. This is what YouTube says about it as of April 23rd. So this has been out for a few weeks. Testing new AI overviews in search results. We're experimenting with new video results carousel that appears after certain search queries. This feature will use AI to highlight clips from videos that will be most helpful for your search query, providing another way to discover content when searching on YouTube, as well as discovering topics and information related to your search query. This is most likely to show when you search for more information about products you're shopping for, such as best noise cancelling. They're using that same, that's where the example came from, the noise cancelling headphones, or when you search for more information about locations or things. So it's intuitive as to not just any query, but queries about specific products or locations. We're rolling the test out to a small number of YouTube Premium members in the US. So these are people who are going to see this experiment. Premium users, a small portion of them within the US for English search queries. If you see it, check it out and send us feedback by tapping the 3-dot menu and selecting either a thumbs up or thumbs down. So yeah, so they're doing some market research, getting some feedback from users as to whether the feature is good and helpful or not. Yes, indeed. I don't have one in my wardrobe currently, I don't think. But sometimes there's like a merch and it's a pink shirt. So not that I haven't worn pink shirts before. This is referring to the previous one about the revert to original. It's kind of like when they pull shorts links, we can't link in descriptions anymore because of bad actors. Yeah, it's like the community as a whole is being punished for the work of some bad actors. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame. I don't. That was the upload issues. I don't think so, because you don't upload live streams; they get streamed, unless it's like, I didn't hear that there was any issues. They did say in the article that it was only affecting video uploads and short uploads. So, and Alice, I think I missed an earlier message, but welcome to the stream. As she says, my uploads and checks have been going very fast lately. Yeah, usually they're pretty good. If you've got a good internet connection, it's usually not too bad, in my opinion. Oh, Ollie Smith saw the overview. This is nice. Okay, it's good feedback. I will never see it unless they roll it out, because I'm not in the US. And I think most of the accounts that I'm on doing stuff, I'm probably not a premium member. That could be possible too, in regards to bad actors. Yeah, it's an endless game. You need the ban hammer 24/7. All right, next news story. This is something out of vidIQ. Now they got hold of a recent report, which I think came out of Google, but it was assembled and data analyzed by somebody who I actually follow on Twitter. Says YouTube creators appealing more content decisions than ever. This is all around content appeals. I think this is appeals like any type of appeal, whether it's copyright or a community guidelines or a monetization. I'm assuming it's everything. So they're saying that community there's more appeals than ever, but there's less success, I guess, as a percentage. The appeal rate surged in 2021 to 2022. The reinstatement wins dropped hard after 2021. So there are more reviews or requests for reviews, but less approvals where they've reverted the original decision, which might mean that the original decision was actually correct and people don't know what they're appealing, and that's a valid thing. Is YouTube getting, this is the talking point, is YouTube getting stricter, or creators just pushing back more? And I think it could be the latter. You know, the rules change. We know that things happen and they have to change rules here and there. Sorry, my in-ears aren't working. If I just push the music up, then I can see it. Oh yeah, there it is. I want to make sure it was still playing because I couldn't hear it, but it's just my in-ears, I think. All right, back to the topic. I think creators are pushing back more, but I think that like there's valid pushbacks, which are the ones that generally get appealed and get reinstated. So there's obviously a percentage of people who are pushing back and appealing legitimately. But also with video appeals, sometimes people don't know the rules, and so they're appealing because of the fact that their video got taken down or they got demonetized or whatever the reason is, and it might be exactly related to a copyright or community guidelines or a monetization rule that they've broken, but they don't know that they've broken it. They don't understand what they've done. So it's a lack of understanding, even though the information is out there for community guideline strikes, for demonetization, for copyright. They give you that information. You know what part of the video is being claimed or being, but you know, particularly, you know, if something's being appealed in copyright, you've got your strikes and you've got your content claims or your copyright claims. So they might be disputing those as well, even though that's not causing their video to get taken down in that case. So you've got a broad different range of rules that need to be followed, which are out there for people to read. Not every creator avails themselves of the rules, or understands them, and so they just appeal because they're unhappy with the thing that they did is getting taken down, rather than understanding the fact that, well, okay, I might break a rule. It's a bit like a traffic violation. Say you were speeding. Let's use speeding as an example, and you get a speeding ticket, and by paying the fine, you're admitting it, and you take it on the chin and you move on. You may lose some points. If you do something really egregious or you've got a lot of points building up, you may lose your license for a period of time, get it suspended. But there's so many people who go out there and they'll take it to court, even though they did speed. It's been recorded on a traffic recording device, whether it's a fixed camera or in a police car or something like that. They're getting taken to court. They decide to contest it at court, only to find that the evidence only has to be, it's like not overwhelming. It just has to be beyond reasonable doubt in most jurisdictions. And so it's like beyond reasonable doubt, yeah, you sped. So, you know, where the fine and court costs. And so, you know, out of pocket a little bit more maybe. So it's a bit like that. They appeal, even though they did do the thing, that there's more people appealing when they know that, when they should know or are ignorant of the fact that they actually did break a rule and that takedown was valid. And I think that's one reason why the appeals are up, but the success rate hasn't gone up as a percentage. It's actually dropping because people are pushing back just because for the fact that they want to push back. They want to contest it. They want to, they want it their way, even though YouTube has its rules which are clearly stated, and they just don't want to take responsibility that, hey, yeah, you might have stuffed up. So that's my thoughts on that. I want to see if anybody's mentioning that one. I'll see what people have to say about that. Michael Sahoski's here. Welcome to the stream. It's good to see you. And did something change in 2021 that allowed for more appeals? That's a good question. That's sort of right in the middle, right in the middle of that whole lockdown era, through 2020, 2021 in particular, sort of coming out of it in 2022. I don't know if there was a specific rule. Things do change. There are tweaks over time. Kind of like when a medical definition changes and they suddenly have a higher number of people diagnosed in a certain period of time. Yeah. Statistics can bear a lot of different things in terms of things changing rather than something else. And so that's a reason for an increase. And plus, there's more creators on the platform as well. It's not that more people have certain things, it's the definitions have changed. That's a possibility as well. Sometimes something's changed, so there's more things being reported and taken down. Or just the volume of content is increasing, so there's more things that do get taken down over time. Chantel says, I've been seeing a lot of people appealing channel takedowns, forgetting that if YouTube removes one of your channels, they can hit them all. The agreement is between you and YouTube. Yeah, that's on the serious end when you've done something legitimate. The other side of that, though, is sometimes channels get taken down because they get hacked. They get the crypto scam videos and live streams that put on, and then YouTube needs to get rid of that real quick. And so they take the channel down, and then you have to go through the reinstatement process. But that the onus is also on the creator to report the hack for that to happen. Otherwise, it gets treated as a regular termination. If you don't tell YouTube that you were hacked and that, hey, it wasn't me, somebody hacked my channel, then you'll find it harder to get a reinstatement because you haven't gone through their particular process for having your channel hacked. And there is a process for that. Beanie says, the interesting part about copyright claims and appeals is it actually opens up your personal private information. Yeah, particularly around, the copy with DMCA, there is because it's a legal statement that you're making, you have to provide your legal contacts, which means it could be if you haven't incorporated in any way, like an LLC or equivalent in your country, then you might be giving out your home address to people, to the copyright holder. Now, if they're legitimate copyright holders, they're not going to do anything nefarious with that. But if somebody is doing it to spite you or to, it's a false claim or something, then maybe the people that you maybe don't want that private information. So there are steps you can take to, use an address that's related to your LLC rather than your home address, because that's what you don't want to give away. Where do you live? Because, doxing and all. Went to mute myself and I hit the solo button instead of the mute button, so that that doesn't work. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm buffering. Okay, could just be YouTube sending it out. Alice says, in the music scene, YouTube Content ID system causes a lot of there's a lot of false matches. Definitely, lots of people claim ownership of licensed samples. Yeah, and there's the false claims, as the false matches, and then the false claims where people claim something that really isn't theirs because they've got a foot in the door on some sort of system that has access to Content ID, whether it's through one of these third-party companies or whatever. And when the next person uses it, they get to claim. Yeah, so that people claim stuff that isn't theirs. All sorts of wonderful things when it comes to copyright. That's for sure. Yeah, vidIQ got the information. Somebody pulled one of Google's, I think, transparency reports, I think they're called, where all this data is out there for people to go and look at. And somebody had collated this information into probably a spreadsheet, I suppose. And then they've posted that for everybody. vidIQ's got a hold of that and is reporting on that particular thing. So yeah. So yeah, it is part of I think Google's transparency reports. I could probably track it down, but I haven't tracked it down per se for that particular one. All right, where are we? Go to classroom. We'll catch you later. Larissa, hello. Welcome to the stream. I'm talking more about people who do the wrong thing, reuse content, community strikes and alike, and then they just come back with a new channel. Yeah, that happens. Hey, Daniel Batal's in the house as well. Hey, cool people, he says. Yeah, a lot of cool people in the chat. Bingo. Yeah. Yeah, somebody who I actually follow on Twitter actually pulled the data from there, I believe, and sort of collated it in a digestible format. I think that's what's going on in that particular case. So that's pretty cool. All right, we've got more to talk about. We're going to the next news story. I want to get through these. There was an event this week called. I don't have it. Oh, I didn't have it on the screen here. I got to look it on my other screen. Called New Fronts 2025, and so this is like an industry event for brands, I believe, in advertising, is my understanding. So at this event this week, this is what's come out. This is only like late in the week. YouTube are releasing some new tools for brands, in particular. Brand creator collabs with AI search and API access. What's new? AI-powered creator search in Insights Finder. So this is an existing tool that they're adding AI to. It helps brands find the right creators using AI natural language queries. The Creator Partnerships Hub is getting upgraded. So this is tools that brands can access through in YouTube. They can access upgraded metrics and refresh creator profiles. A new API will let agencies access creator insights for branded content. This is getting brands connected with creators for branded content. That might be like UGC, or it could be sponsored content as well, channel takeovers, different things like that. Now, I also have a website that reports on this. This is on social media today. I'm going to pull that up. This is reporting on a little bit more detail. This is where that post came from, the information. So YouTube announced, let me just highlight it. Here we go. YouTube announced some new tools to help brands collaborate with creators on promotions, including an AI-powered search option that will help brands find relevant creators. This is going to help brands find creators on the platform, which is great for any size creator, because there are brands out there that are looking for not just the big mega creators, not just your Mr. Beasts and your Marquez Brownlees. They're looking for the 100,000 subscribers, the 50,000 subscribers, the 10,000 subscribers. They're looking for the micro creators and the macro macro creators. All those, the smaller ones and the bigger ones in the middle, the large ones. So this tool sort of looks like this, and obviously it's set up through YouTube and Google, and so they can go in and do some information finding. This is their Insights Finder, and so they're doing a query here, and you can see this listing. Hey, here's a bunch of channels. This is their core stats, like their subscribers and views, and then I guess they can click on that and dive in to look at more information about those channels, so that they go, is this a good fit for us to do a brand collaboration with? So this is pretty cool from the brand side of things in finding creators on YouTube, because they know that YouTube is a really good place to find solid creators to get content seen on the creators' platforms, as well as YouTube is like the biggest search engine around. It's one of the biggest streaming platforms around. So you're going to find a lot of things. And then they have this thing called a creator hub. And you can see there's an example there of a channel that we might all know, HopeScope, one of Daryl Lee's students, in fact. So they're updating the creator partnerships hub. And this is sort of an example of what they see. They see engagement rates, and they can even see if stuff's set up in there a certain way. They can see what the creator costs are and different things that brands are looking for. And so this is a pretty cool thing that there are these tools out there, and they even have something that they call YouTube Select Creator Takeovers. And I think this is some examples. Obviously, they've done Mr. Beast and Zach King and HopeScope and Mark Rober, Michelle Carre. This, all the names that you've probably heard of. And so they're able to get information about those channels that they know that's something I'm going to reach out to. Okay, Mark Rober's a great fit for the thing that we're promoting. So let's reach out to Mark Rober and his team to see if we can do some brand collaborations, whatnot. So pretty cool stuff, just to know as a creator that they've got this stuff going on the brand side to help connect brands with creators. All right, second main topic of the show. Obviously, we talked about the revert to original that they announced on Creator Insider getting deprecated. The other thing we're going to talk about is myth debunking YouTube myths. So this week, Renee Ritchie, the YouTube creator liaison, also at YouTube Insider on Twitter and Threads and other places, did some breakdown of some shorts myths in particular. You can see he's mentioned shorts there, with not with the shorts logo, but with the shorts emoji. So these are the 8 common shorts myths that are being debunked in the article we're about to go and have a quick look at. Let's run through them real quick while they're on the screen in bullet point form. The first myth is shorts are only for Gen Z and dance trends. We know that's probably not the case. That shorts don't drive long-term growth. Okay. That you need expensive gear to make shorts, which I think is a funny one, because a lot of people just, whack out their phone and make shorts on their phone 100%. And YouTube gives you the tools to do it, as do other platforms. Shorts don't make money is the other myth. Shorts are just like other short form platforms. The shorts are just like TikTok or Reels. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. Let's see what they have to say about that. Shorts hurt your long form video performance. That's a chestnut that we've all heard a lot. And the only trends, next one is only trending sounds work. So your short will only blow up if you use a trending sound from the audio library. And that you can't build a community with shorts. That's an interesting one too, because, that's something we may have talked about before, and I think it is certainly harder to do so. I would say it's not impossible. I've seen examples where it's not impossible. Before we move to the article, though, I need to jump into the chat. I didn't jump into the chat after the last couple of topics. Let me see. American English with Brent is in the house. Let's bring that up. How is everybody going? Chantel's even dropping the links to the articles. I didn't even provide her with the links in advance. So well done. Okay, I did. That's not the one I want to click on. I'm ahead of myself. I need Alice's question before I get to Larry's answer. Okay. Alice says, when you share an affiliate link in the context of the brand sending you a product to promote, do you mention switching off honey to your viewers? That's an interesting one, yeah, because I remember that the honey thing was big back early, beginning of this year. If you know, it's used on the brand's web shop. Interesting. I think that's your choice. I think a lot of people, we know from statistics that a lot of people have uninstalled the honey extension since that expose came out earlier this year. So a lot less people do it. I don't know the percentage of viewers on channels that would actually have honey installed and would use that in the process of doing the affiliate transaction, but it certainly is a concern. I think I don't see a problem with maybe mentioning it. I wouldn't make a big deal about it, but because honey is on a lot of websites, a lot of e-commerce sites, and that's not any light on maybe the particular e-commerce site, because it could be like you could be buying a say you got an affiliate deal for a subscribe thing that your subscribers and other creators can get, and you send them to the subscriber.shop, but they happen to use maybe Shopify or something as an e-commerce site, which may have some sort of integration with honey or not. Depending on the affiliate, it could be also dependent on the affiliate program that the particular company is using, because obviously it comes down to, can they swap out that affiliate code for from the creators to honeys. So I would certainly say, if you feel concerned by that you want to mention it, I wouldn't make a big deal about it though, in terms of trying to encourage people to uninstall Honey or turn Honey off for that transaction. Just make sure that it's not something that the brand deal requires you not to disparage Honey or something like that. You might want to ask that question of the brand, saying, "I've got concerns that Honey might hijack the affiliate codes. You don't make sure that they don't mind you mentioning that in the thing. That you might need to get, if it's a contract where you need to get that verbiage approved anyway for the affiliate mention or something like that. I don't know. Often with affiliates, there's no sort of, in most cases, affiliates don't have a requirement to pre-approve talking points and stuff, but they may have that. So maybe that's a question you could just like approach them, just be proactive and ask them, hey, is it okay if I mention them to avoid using Honey if they decide to use the link in the description or use the affiliate code? That's my thoughts on it without reading anybody else's thoughts. I actually thought there was... Okay. I clicked on the wrong one. Okay. No, I misread that. I will keep going. Oh, here's an interesting question from Us Plus Dad. Doug, any recommendations for DaVinci Resolve how-to videos? Hey, Daniel. LOL. Keep up the amazing work. You're my go-to for DaVinci how-to. Big shout-out for Daniel Batal. Doing his DaVinci Resolve for noobs and for maybe a little bit more advanced users as well. Killing it with the short form, though. Killing it with the short form content there for DaVinci Resolve users. Turn Honey off is a bad dating advice. That's funny. All right. Anything else? There's some good conversations there. Good conversations. I will jump in. Let's jump into the myths. Back on the myths. We're going to the Myth website. This is what put out by the YouTube team earlier this week, May 6th. They say it's a 3-minute read. Let's see if we can speed run that. Okay, let's see what they have to say. Oh, they've broken this down into. Okay, let's look at the myths. Myth number 1 we mentioned: shorts are just for Gen Z and dance challenges. I think this is a funny one. While dance challenges and trending sounds are popular, shorts cater to a diverse range of content, from educational snippets and quick tutorials to comedic skits and behind-the-scenes glimpses. There's a short for every niche and audience. Creators of all kinds are finding success for shorts, proving its broad appeal. I think that last line is the actual one, if you know what I mean, for that one. Because otherwise, that's just, it's all opinion. Sometimes myths become are based on opinion. And sometimes the opinion is correct and sometimes it's not. But I think this fact that we've seen success in genres beyond sort of Gen Z type topics and dance challenges, it's not like TikTok from a number of years ago, if you know what I mean. Before I continue, we must mention one thing here. If I can click it, that's not. Ollie Smith sent 5 gifted memberships. So let's play the tune. I'm on the wrong page. Thank you for gifting the memberships. And they have gone to, let's see who they've gone to. Live on YouTube 1, Brian Weber, A Championator, Future Food with Chef Kelly. Yeah. And BB. I have to look for the last one. There it is. So, Eileen Smith, thank you for the gifted memberships, and to those 5 now new members for the next 30 days or so, with the option at the end you can sign up and become a paid member or just let it lapse. But you get access to the members first videos. Usually when I drop a video, members get it about 24 hours before the rest of the general public. We have the other content, the Discord server as well. You can check that out. Details are in the description of the live stream for that. And we're attempting to get back into members live streams and or Discord chats. Now I've put a bit of a note out about that on the community post this week. So give me feedback on that idea where we can have it a bit more like a face to face. It could be video or audio. Where we can do like a Twitter Spaces type thing, but on Discord. Have a discussion, a members discussion with voice and optionally video if you have a camera, which a lot of YouTubers do. Okay, Chantel's just dropped the link for the particular article we're looking at. There's a big thanks there, absolutely. There we go. Doug, better to go live in May than May. Yeah, May's good. May's a good month. New members and existing members too. Check out how to get into Doug's Discord. Details in the description. Absolutely. Alice says, great advice checking with Honey mentioned with the brand. Yeah, because some of them may not care, so they'll let you. And some of them say, yeah, we don't want to distract from the talking points. So, or that might breach something with if they have a relationship with Honey. Maybe they have a legal obligation to not avoid people using the Honey links. So it's worth checking. It'll be dedicated videos, so they will review it. Absolutely. And it's coming with a special affiliate code as part of that as well. So that's good. Definitely. I'm just clicking on random things now. Daniel says, I can't explain how powerful I think shorts can be if you have a strong content strategy that supports them. No doubt. Absolutely. Speaking of shorts, let's get back into the myths because we want to knock these off. Myth number 2, shorts don't drive long-term growth. What they say is that shorts are a powerful tool for reaching new and diverse viewers who actively explore a wide range of topics and creators. The feed helps viewers discover new interests, and that's true, making it a valuable way to introduce your content to an entirely new audiences, contribute to a healthy growing channel. There is discoverability there for sure because of the nature of the swiping through the feed. And often I get suggested stuff that I wouldn't have thought of going looking for. And I go, yeah, this is all right. I might watch more of this. And if I get really keen, I might even subscribe. Myth number 3. Let's move it up and highlight it. There we go. You need expensive equipment to make good shorts. I know this is not true. I know this is a myth. The beauty of shorts lies in its accessibility. Your smartphone is your primary tool. Plus the fact that it's vertical, it's so easy to film vertically on a phone. You can do it with a regular camera. You can go and edit on your DaVinci Resolves, or you can go and edit it in CapCut or in the new Reels Edit app or the YouTube Create app if you have an Android phone. There's so many apps that you can use on the phone, or you could just use the Shorts tool in the YouTube app 100% to make the whole thing. It says basic lighting and a stable surface are often all you need to create engaging shorts, unless you want that camera movement for effect. You might film outside, natural light, all good stuff. Focus on creating compelling content and the quality will shine through. Yeah, make compelling content, make content that would be interesting to grab attention, especially at the start of the short, to grab attention so they don't keep swiping. They'll cause them to stop, and you go and you capture their attention in those first few seconds. Oh, I nearly just skipped all of number 4 because I scrolled too far. This is the big one, and it's over my camera slightly. There we go. Myth, shorts don't monetize. YouTube has implemented a revenue sharing model for shorts, allowing creators to earn money from ads displayed between shorts in the shorts feed. I've earned money from shorts. While the revenue per view may differ from long form content, absolutely does, viewers can still earn dollars, money, or you could say cents, depending on your views. Plus, shorts can help drive traffic to your long-form content too. That can happen if you're effective in that, using maybe the related videos tool, and you make an effective short to do that, maybe a call to action. That could work. Myth number 5, YouTube Shorts are like any other short form platform. So Shorts is the same as TikTok, is the same as Reels. I don't know any other platform that would be relevant at this point. YouTube Shorts is the only short form content that integrates seamlessly with existing YouTube ecosystem. So the differentiation, first differentiation is the fact that it's all in with all the other types of content, with your live streams, with your long form content, with your podcasts, with your just your general playlists, and obviously we've got posts and different things going on as well. It leverages YouTube's vast music library, editing tools, audience base, and unique experience. Plus, long form content is right there. So effectively, you can see like a tray of short form, and then above and below it is long form, whether that's uploaded videos, live streams, other content like that, or podcasts, even podcast episodes, just appearing as videos. Myth number 6, shorts hurt long form content's performance. Now, this one's been bandied about a lot. Hurting them. Let's see what YouTube has to say. Our goal is to connect viewers with the creators and topics they love in the format they prefer. Because viewers tend to engage in a broader range of content in the fast-paced shorts feed compared to longer form videos, we've built separate recommendation systems optimized for each. While these systems understand cross-format viewing, they primarily focus on serving the unique viewing patterns of each format. So the shorts recommendations are geared for the shorts format and the way people consume those shorts, and the long form recommendation system is built for the way people interact with long form video. Consequently, we haven't seen evidence of shorts negatively impacting long form performance. Shorts offers a distinct opportunity to grow your audience and connect with more different viewers on YouTube. So basically, you're speaking to people where they're at. If they're primarily long form viewers, you're gonna be like being recommended in long form. And if a viewer is primarily like fast and looking at shorts content, but there's a lot of crossover as well. The shorts is going to be geared to them. So there's no real hurting long form content. It might be that you get more views on your shorts initially because maybe up until a point you basically started your channel doing shorts, basically a short form channel, and now you've come along to introduce long form content. So you're putting content out in a different recommendation system. And so the way you had to nurture your shorts, you now have to nurture your long form video. So that is maybe what people are seeing is that initial, hey, I'm gonna start doing long form, and they don't get the same response on their shorts because they're expecting that because of a different recommendation system. Okay, myth number 7. Shorts are only effective if you're using trending sounds. I've heard this before. I've done shorts without music at all. I've used music. I've used a couple of times. I've added stuff from on platform. Sometimes I've used Create a Mix or something that I've added the music myself. I've done it different ways. It says, while trending sounds can increase discoverability, yeah, it's tenuous that people discover shorts using the music on the short. I know you can do it. I know it's a feature on YouTube, but I don't know what the usage is like on that. But they are not essential. I don't think it's a big deal. I agree that they're not essential. Original content and unique ideas can be just as successful. Focus on creating content that resonates with your audience, regardless of whether it uses trending audio. So it's about the way it's about the content itself, the value that you bring, and how you put all that together to keep people's attention. So maybe the how you say things is more important than the music itself. How you present things is more important than what track's playing in the background. Myth number 8 in the final myth. Oh, there's a bottom line as well. That's interesting. You can't build a community with shorts. Now, this is an interesting one because on the surface, you might say, well, it's definitely harder to build a community with shorts. Let's see what they have to say. Shorts can foster a strong sense of community. By responding to comments and engaging with viewers, you can build meaningful connections with your audience. Shorts are a great way to interact with your viewers in a fun and engaging way. I think it's possible. We've seen, I think a good example is actually in the chat. Daniel Batal is building a community around his short series, DaVinci Resolve for Noobs. Because he's building a community because he's turning up for his community regularly. He's engaging with people in the comments when they do engage in the comments. And people do engage with comments on shorts. I've seen on my channel, I got old shorts. People are jumping in because it's saying, they say, oh, this doesn't work anymore, or I'm not finding this feature that you talked about. And sometimes YouTube changed something, or an app has changed something, and I'm like, okay, yeah, something's changed. We're gonna have to do a new one. But when you engage in the comments, and when you turn up for them just by putting your content out on a regular basis, you can start to build a community at a certain level, and you can continue and time and turning up and interacting and engaging with the community is what builds the community, not the length of the video. It's certainly easier to build a community live streaming like this, where we've got time, we're spending, everybody's here in real time talking to me in the chat, and I'm talking back to you verbally. I'm seeing what people are saying in the chat. That's a supercharge. That's supercharging the community. That's happening quicker than maybe in the shorts or even in some long form. But you can, if you can do it in long form, you can do it in shorts. All right, we're going to jump into the chat. So don't discount shorts because of some sort of myth that you've heard about shorts. So YouTube is saying, make sure you check out shorts. I don't know. I don't know what else they're trying to say, but they're definitely saying that. Final news story for the day. And I need to go here. We've got a special report. YouTube creator news. This is the first special report we've had. I'll talk to you a bit more about it afterwards, but we've got a video that's been submitted as a news report. And all I can say is I'm going to throw this over to Larry.
Month I attended the YouTube Creator Collective event. It is an official event put on by YouTube. It was a casual meetup of YouTubers. You were free to mingle and meet as many creators as you would like. That's Colin. The room was very relaxed. It was not structured. It was just a local meetup. This one was held in Chicago, Illinois. That's a YouTube speaker. That's another YouTube employee. That's me, if you don't know what I look like. The food and the drinks were provided free of charge. All you had to do was register, and you'll receive your acknowledgement in an email. I am very pleased that YouTube put this event on. I would definitely attend again. All the YouTube content creators are so helpful. The employees that YouTube sent, all the creators that attended, nobody will ask you how large your channel is. Everybody's just there sharing their honest experiences and sharing stories and trying to help each other out. There is new channels there, small, large, medium, every size you can think of. This is Larry reporting, and back to you, Doug.
There we go. Our first submitted video report from Larry, Home Rapid Repair. Attended the recent Creator Collective in Chicago. So nice report. So this is great. This is like Larry sent this to me during the week, and I'm like, this is pretty cool. I didn't have this idea. So the one thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to open it up. People want to submit a short video. Let me put this up on the screen if I can find it. Here we go. If you've got a story, you can submit a video story or report. Ideally, somewhere between 30 and 60 seconds is all that's required. It doesn't need to be a documentary. You can send it to me in MP4 format. Make sure it's 16:9 so it fits the screen, just like Larry's did. You can, like Larry, just send it to me in DMs on X, but you can send it to me in DMs or by some way. Just get my attention in a direct message is the ideally way to do that. So what you can do is report on a YouTube news story or event. Like Larry went to this Creator Collective event, so he reported back what it was like. What he got out of it. Maybe he could talk a little bit more on a different one about things that he learned. He was talking about the networking and different things. That's pretty cool. Now, each week, if you want it in the Saturday show, I need it no later than Friday. So if you do put something together, send it to me, make sure I get it by Friday. Now, I will still vet them, make sure that they're appropriate, appropriate, that I don't get pinged for anything. Don't put music in it that's going to get me copyright striked or anything like that. So I will be as the editor of the show, I'll be making sure that is appropriate. So if you want to do that, this is a great idea. Larry sent that to me, and I'd like, hey, I didn't actually think of this. This is actually a great idea. I thought it was pretty cool. So he went to the trouble of putting that together as a something to submit and play on the show. So great idea, Larry, and appreciate that. Appreciate that very much. So yeah. If you aren't following me on like X, or you can DM me on Facebook Messenger, or you can reach me on X. I'm on Threads and Blue Sky, but I don't look at Blue Sky that as often as I do Threads. I look at Threads regularly because I'm looking for articles about YouTube to report every week for you guys. So yeah, reach out to me in some of those ways. If you've got any questions, DM me as well. And with that said, let's jump back to our main screen, and I'm going to jump back into the chat and see what's going on here. It has scrolled. First, I want to highlight this as we're talking about those myths. Bad content strategy equals bad results, regardless of content type or length. Absolutely. I agree with that. I'm going to try and speed run these. I think this is true. For creative channels, shorts can be a very natural fit. I think it helps you. It helps you with brevity as well. Back when we had to used to edit for like 60 seconds, it was like I need to get everything I want to say or present into this 60 seconds. So it sort of it was like a way to teach yourself to edit for brevity and edit for succinctness, and hopefully to keep people watching all the way through. Now we have a little bit more room to move. We can do up to 3 minutes. So, but yeah, I agree. Vertical is an interesting one. And that tone means only one thing. There is a super chat in play. And I need to remember that I can heart those. I'm just going to jump down. I got to highlight the super chat on the screen if I can find it. If my thing wants to do its thing. Here we go. Daniel Patel has dropped the $100 super chat. Doug actually has 20/20 vision and only wears glasses to look smarter. I read this on Reddit. Was it an r/Doug? I didn't know I had a subreddit. People talking about me. Maybe it's on r/YouTube educators or something. I don't know what that would be. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. I'm just gonna leave it on the screen and scroll back up in the chat so I can find. Oh, I didn't play the thing. You heard the chime, but I didn't play this.
Thank you for the super chat.
Got to play the thing. It's the clappies. All right, back. Where are these myths coming from? Obviously, the ones that YouTubers heard in the comments or somewhere. Maybe they come from Reddit. All right, I need to speed run these. Okay, we need to highlight this. Okay, this is where I argue with YouTube. Yeah, and there are certain topics where we argue with YouTube, even I do. Yes, you can earn money from shorts via AdSense, but I personally earn about $700 from every 10 million views. The real money comes from leveraging reach. Absolutely. Absolutely. If we, even for long forms where where the monetization is more generous and fan funding, example in point, yeah, shorts aren't at that same level, but at the same token, any of that AdSense stuff isn't the same as other ways to monetize sideways of the platform, like brand deals, affiliate revenue, courses, digital products, physical products you can sell, your merch, all combined. Obviously, for one channel, if you're just doing merch, maybe that's going to generate a few sales here and there. It may not be voluminous, and AdSense might beat that. But if you put things together, multiple avenues of income, not just rely on AdSense. Absolutely. Thought I'd highlight that one. Shark Scrapper's in the house as well. Welcome. Now is that tone better than me playing the old Back to the Future jingle every time I highlight a chat? I think this one's a little bit more brief and less annoying. Jerry Papandreou's here as well. I would have quit years ago if it wasn't for YouTube Shorts. Yeah, Jerry's a big proponent of Shorts. Been to a lot of YouTube meetings about Shorts and in their Shorts program. I love what Jerry does with his Shorts. Thank you for that. Nimino Clock's coming up. Okay. Hydrate. Yes, I did when I played the tune. All right, I'm just scrolling down, looking. I'm going to highlight the appropriates because Oh, thank you, Chantel, for that, because I just looked up, and last time I looked at the clock, paid a ton of attention to comments, but I watch my analytics for return viewers and AVPV, average view, percentage viewed, for short specific content. I knew that term. I knew what AVPV was. I'm amazed at myself. Scully Pop's in the house. Welcome. Where are we? Stanley Orchard's in the house. Hey. Let me know if I missed anybody. People are coming in. Towards the end of the show. I'm trying to scroll. I'm just looking for questions at this point. Until loves video permissions. I am that far behind in the chat. I just realized how far behind in the chat I was. Okay, there's the super chat. So now I know where I'm up to. No, I will not be going to VidCon in LA. That's coming up like in the next month or two, isn't it? I've never been to VidCon. No plans to go this year, that's for sure. I'm saving all my efforts for Vid Summit. That's like the place I put my efforts into. No events in Belgium. YouTube is still a who do you think you're trying to post videos about yourself thing. Yeah, hopefully they open some of that stuff up a little bit wider. Like I know YouTube have a few meetups and that, but I don't think they're the Creator Collective ones. But there are conferences and events in some of those countries. You got to dig around and look for them sometimes. iPhone Chris, 17 months as a member in Hewson YT, so let's hit the milestone.
Thank you for your membership milestone message.
For reference, and this is in terms of monetization, I have two companies with 6-figure sponsorship deals in place specifically because of my short form content. One is in their second year, the other is signing this year. Yeah, absolutely. It goes back to like that news article we were talking about, brands connecting with creators. That's where the revenue is. If you're in it for anything beyond just doing it for the love, or doing it because I want to be creative, but if you want to sort of break even or fund your passion or actually do it as a full-time gig, then you're going to be looking for these sorts of opportunities. And there's different things you can do. There's certain types of monetization that will be maybe more suited or you're more attuned with than others, but there's going to be something out there for you. For any channel, there's going to be something out there. American English with Brent says, I've been able to start private conversations for improving my viewers' English. That generates more income than AdSense, depending on the month. Absolutely, yeah. It's what's a service, a goods or service you can provide that is going to help benefit people that they're willing to spend money on. Average views per viewer. I said video, didn't I? I was so close. Okay, I've got to the chat. It looks like I was confused between my commands. I don't know which one worked, which one didn't work. Do I have a coffee one? I don't know if I have a coffee one. I think I have Pepsi, but I don't have Coke. And I don't have whiskey. I'll have to come up with some ones. I just saw what Brett put in. You can see it in the chat. I'm not going to put it up on screen, just in case that does something for my particular live stream. All right, let's talk about what's coming up today, because I know we're heading in there really fast. So let's have a look at what's coming up today. We're gonna do the full thing. Nick Nimmer's coming up at 9 a.m. Eastern. That's in like 12 minutes from now. So make sure you stick around in the chat. We'll roll you over there. And we're double Doug daring right over. Daryl leaves at 12 p.m. Eastern today, right after Nick's done. Nick and D. Daryl's going to be talking to one of his students about how they blew up their channel. And by whatever definition you have for blowing up your channel, there's something in there for you, probably. So make sure to get on there. So if you basically stay in the chat here, roll on over to Nick's channel, automatically at the end of Nick's show, you'll probably roll on it over into Daryl's stream. You do the trifecta today. Do the trifecta, just like we used to do back in the day. All right, let's get back to one of these screens. Pull the BMAC off. There we go. Any last comments? I'm not even going to do a last call today, because I'll play the money. I mean the music. It's not money. I got money on my brain.
It's the last call.
I don't know how that special report got up there. That shouldn't be on that screen. How did that get mapped down there? Funny. Let's go that one. I got some changes to make. Thanks, Ecamm. I hope everyone has a great week. I'll see you guys over on Nick's stream in a few minutes with Dee and Nick in the studio answering your YouTube questions. It's going to be fun. Always fun. Always find it fun. So yeah, no last call. No chance to drop any more questions, because we're out of here. Vamoosing, and I will see you here back the same time next week. And in the meantime, I'll catch you later.